So with this first one, we realized they were vertical angles. Vertical angles are always make a letter X. They're the intersecting lines. They're across from each other. So you just say that the 4x minus 1 has to equal the x plus 89 because vertical angles are always congruent, as it says right there, or equal. Letters on one side, numbers on the other. This is an opposite side, opposite operation situation. You just solve as the usual way. Okay. Now, number 2 are two angles that are next to each other. They make a straight line. If you make a straight line, as this diagram sloppily shows, you make a half a circle. Add them up, you get 180. Same side situation this time. So that's 6n, and then negative 8 and negative 4 is minus 12. Add 12 to both sides, divide by 6, n is 32. Then it says two supplementary angles are in the ratio of 1 to 2. Find the number of degrees in the largest angle. So that's 1x and 2x. They have to add up to 180. Same side situation again. As soon as you see that they're in the ratio of 1 to 2, you automatically think 1x and 2x. That should be an automatic reaction. We did those earlier in the year. So 3x is 180 divided by 3x is 60, but it wants the largest angle. So 2 times 60 is 120. Ava?
Why is 4x minus 1 equals 8x minus 8x plus 89?
Because they're vertical angles. Vertical angles are the ones across from each other, and they're always equal.
So, and then the supplementary ones is the ones that...
Together make a straight line.
So you don't have the equal sign in between?
Well, can you see that this is going to be a half a circle?
Yeah.
And a whole circle is 360, so a half circle is 180. So I add them up and make it equal to 180. Okay?
Why don't you be able to...
Because they're not next to each other. If they were next to each other, then they would make up a half a circle. They're across from each other. Across from each other are vertical. Okay, good questions. Next, two angles are complementary. This is a question that, if you remember way back in the beginning of the year, we did the question about Beth and her sister going fly fishing. My kind of women. Definitely my kind of women. Go out, they go fly fishing. Fly fishing is really cool. If we have a little time left today, I'll show you some fly fishing stuff. Yes?
Like, don't those fish jump on your face and shit?
No. Fly fishing is they tend to eat things at the top of the water. So, anyway, what we learned way back then is that there was the one girl and there was her sister, and one girl was X and the other girl was like 2x plus 20 or something like that. And altogether they had to add up to the number of fish caught. Well, here they have to be complementary, which means they have to add up to 90. Remember, complementary adds up to 90, supplementary to 180. And if one angle is 20 more than the other, so the first angle is x, the other one's x plus 20. Now, what a lot of kids do wrong here, and I'm sure some of you did this on your paper, not because you're not smart, but because you got to learn. A lot of kids just write x plus 20 as 90. But complementary does not mean one angle that equals 90. It means what? Two angles added up. So the first one is x. The second one's x plus 20. I add them and get 90. Same side situation. 2x plus 20 is 90. Minus the 20 from both sides. Divide by 2. X is 35. Okay? Any questions? Okay. So, the next thing that we're going to do is a slideshow. Oh, why vertical angles? I don't want vertical angles. Well, you know what? All right, so we'll do a quick vertical angles one. Ready? There's two telephone wires intersecting. Look, vertical angles. Vertical angles are equal. There's that letter X. Each of those is 95. What two angles are equal here? There's actually two pairs. Ava?
1 and 3 and 2 and 4.
1 and 3 and 2 and 4. Good. Now, this time you have to know how to name the angles. There's angle AEB. Angle AEB goes from A to E to B, and angle CED does the same. They would be equal to each other.
And also, isn't there AED?
Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of them. Now, if the measure of angle AED is 75, what's the measure of angle BEC? In the game, guys. If angle AED is 75, what's angle BEC? I know Ava knows. I'm looking for another volunteer here. Everybody? 75. Good. All right, I don't really want to do that one right now. Why are vertical angles equal? Because you can rotate them, like in a rotation, and it's the same angle done right there. All right, now I am very, very surprised that it's not the vertical, the parallel lines one. So I'll come into here, and I'm pretty sure I have it on this one. Lesson plans. That's weird. I had a heck of a presentation on this, and I can't seem to find it anymore.
Maybe go to.
Hold it. Huh. No, that's not it. Do presentations. Gee, let me look at it this way. Keynote. File. Open. That's really strange. Well, I guess that I don't have that slideshow. Okay. All right, so we're going to have to, yes, improvise, adapt, and overcome, because I had a great slideshow for this, and unfortunately, it's nowhere to be found. Yet I gave it last year, and the year before, and the year before that. If I can find it by tomorrow, I will show you the slideshow tomorrow. So, anyway, I don't know. I really, truly don't know. Maybe I did it with PowerPoint instead of Keynote.
What's the thing, 360?
I don't think so. I usually use Keynote. Okay, slide that back. Thank you. All right, so here's the deal. This is what we're going to have to do. And the slideshow did a great job of showing this. But we're going to have to use our imaginations a little bit. Okay. So you guys are familiar with the idea of drag and drop, right?
Yeah.
Copy and paste. What I'm going to do is highlight this area here. Well, I'll do that second. First, I'll do this. What kind of angles are these guys?
190. 2 square.
Jamie, sorry again. You were talking. Yeah, you were. Don't you usually say I'm sorry? So I was cutting right to the chase so you could tell me that you were sorry that you were talking.
He knows the future.
Now, what kind of angles are these two blue angles?
Acute and obtuse.
Vertical.
They're vertical, very good. They are also obtuse. Those are good work too. So if this guy's 110, what's this guy?
110.
All right, these two guys, what do you know about those guys?
They're 180.
They add up to 180, good. So if this is 110, what's this guy?
70.
70. And this guy?
70.
Because they're vertical again. So together, next to each other, they add up to 180, and across from each other, they're equal. Now, I also want to know what these guys are down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do drag and drop. You know how to highlight something with your cursor, like I just did right here on your computer. Then I take this and I drop it right on that vertex right there. So what's this angle down here gonna equal? 110. What's this one up here?
110.
This one?
70.
This one?
70.
Excellent. So we can just do drag and drop, look at what lands where, and then we know where they have to be equal. Make sense? Okay, now on the next diagram, find all the missing angles. Okay. Now, if this guy's 58, what's this guy?
58.
Good. If this guy's 58, what's this guy over here?
120.
122.
Oh, my bad.
If this is 122, what's this guy?
122.
Now I do drag and drop, land on top. What's this guy?
122.
This guy?
122.
This guy?
58.
This guy?
58.
58. Very good. Okay. Now a chance to practice the ratio question we talked about a couple of minutes ago. Try number 3. Remember, when they share a common ratio, they share an x in common. Okay, they're in the ratio of 1 to 4, which means I have a 1x and a 4x. And since they're supplementary, what do you know about the two angles?
180.
They add up to 180. So 1x plus 4x is 180. What is 1x's plus 4x's? 5x, because it's on the same side, is equal to 180. I don't know why I wrote x there. Divide by 5. X is 36. And then it says it wants the smallest angle. The smallest angle would be 1x, which is 1 times 36, which is 36. Okay? All right, these parallel lines, we're going to do them tomorrow, we're going to do them Thursday, this side of the room. Go for your calculators backward and long. This side have a seat. Joe, sit down. Put it down, Joe. Come on, Frankie, hurry up, put it back. Anybody else on this side with a calculator? Diego, do you have a calculator? What? Frankie, bring it back, anybody else? Okay, this side, hit the calculators on the way out, do not leave any on your desk.
Wait, Ronnie, wait. Ronnie, wait a second. We're not waiting. We're not waiting.
Jamie Ferrara to the guidance office, please. Jamie Ferrara.
Spread my big feet. Spread my butt feet. Call me daddy.
When you get done with your quizzes.
Oh wait, is this the same quiz this year's?
No, actually, yes, it's the third one. Is there a reason why it's so loud in here? Oh. Okay. Jamie, Ms. Becky wants you for 10 seconds. Who wants to pass out quizzes? Jay? This is the third in the series for anybody who did not get 100. Did anybody get 100? No? two people to pass it back. That side, Jamie, this side, Elizabeth. Well, actually, it doesn't matter which side is which. Thank you.
Wait, so the highest grade that you got out of all three is seventh grade, right?
Yeah, 'cause I got
I counted the